Hey Gators, thank you for attending or viewing our September workshop on SMART goals. These tools can help you achieve better academically, but also in your personal life. I still use SMART goals to this day. I usually have one or two SMART goals going on at all times. These can be used for anything, which includes finances, health, or your academic achievement. Without getting too in-depth, let's get started on our September workshop of SMART goals. Per usual, we begin all our workshops with our objectives for that workshop. This one is no different. We'll begin by defining SMART goals. SMART is an acronym or a mnemonic device. Although there is some variety, each letter is roughly the same. We'll let you know what each letter stands for. Next, we'll discuss why SMART goals are important. As expected, SMART goals lead to success in whatever you're focusing on. So if there's an area of your life you wish to improve, set SMART goals. Next, we'll break down each letter and what each letter consists of. This knowledge will help you when creating your SMART goals. With this in mind, we'll provide the framework for how to write SMART goals. Writing your SMART goals efficiently will help your success of achieving your goals. Next, we want to provide examples of SMART goals. These examples will involve an academic, a health, and a personal goal. We do not want to limit these goals to simply academic, as they can be used in every area of your life. Finally, we'll provide you with SMART goal resources. These will help you with your setting and achieving of your SMART goals. So what does the acronym SMART stand for? All these letters have multiple words that can be in their place, but they all have pretty much the same meaning. We'll use one set of words, but give you some of the other words you may see or hear. S stands for specific. Your goal should be clear and concise. Otherwise, you won't be able to focus your efforts or feel truly motivated to achieve it. M stands for measurable. It's important to have measurable goals so that you can track your progress and stay motivated. Assessing progress helps you stay focused, meet your deadlines, and feel the excitement of getting closer to achieving your goal. A stands for attainable. Your goal also needs to be realistic and attainable to be successful. In other words, it should stretch your abilities but still remain possible. When you set an attainable goal, you may be able to identify previously overlooked opportunities or resources that can bring you closer to it. R stands for relevant. This step is about ensuring that your goal matters to you and that it also aligns with the other relevant goals. Does it make sense in your current life? It should also align with other long-term goals that you are working towards. T stands for time-based. Every goal needs a target date so that you have a deadline to focus on and something to work towards. This part of the SMART goal criteria helps to prevent everyday tasks from taking priority over your longer-term goals. You may be asking, why are SMART goals important? Well, SMART goals are very important. They have several benefits. They push you to become better in whatever area you are focusing on. In the same sense, they help you achieve more. If you have a goal, you are going to be looking to improve some aspect of your life. This improvement will undoubtedly be better than where you were at the beginning. SMART goals also increase your motivation. With a goal in place, you will feel compelled to work hard to achieve it. When procrastinating, a SMART goal can push you to start or continue working to make that goal become a reality. With everything going on in our lives, extra motivation is always a blessing. SMART goals will help you SMART goals will help your organization. Writing things down always give you a visual reminder of what we need to do. This is because they prioritize where your time and resources need to be allocated. Finally, in the same manner, SMART help with your time management. Knowing what is the most important will aid you in how and where you dedicate your time. As we stated earlier, S stands for specific. You want to answer the W questions in this specific section: the who, what, where, when, which, and why. Who is involved in this goal? What do I want to attain? Where is the goal to be accomplished? Why do I want to achieve this goal? When will I reach this goal? M is for measurable. While they can be uh, qualitative, your goal should be quantifiable. How do I reach this? What is the progress rate? How much of something will I need? How many different aspects? How many different tools? How many different things? How many of whatever I'm looking am I going to need? And how will I know when I accomplish my goal? A is for attainable. It could also be achievable. So do I have the resources and capabilities to achieve this goal? Is this goal realistic? Am I willing? Am I able to achieve this goal? And how can I accomplish this goal? R is for relevant. It could also be realistic or reasonable. Is the goal practical and within reach? How to achieve this goal? Is it worthwhile? Do I want to spend my time on it? Is this the right time in my life to go after this goal? Or does this match other efforts or needs or my long-term goals? T is for time-based. It could also be timely, time-sensitive, or time frame. What should be the deadline of my target? Do I have a target date when I want to reach this goal? And when should I be reviewing if I achieve my goal? So now we know what SMART goals are and why they're important. Let's talk about how we write SMART goals. For the S, or the specific, what are you trying to accomplish? This should have a lot of details. The what, when, where, and how will the behavior be done? For the M, or the measurable, we want to have, like we said, it should be quantitative. And what is our direct indicator of success? How much, how many, and or how often will you do the behavior? The A in attainable, do I have the skills? Do I have the tools that are needed? What are your steps to meet your goal? Set your goal low enough to be reached, but high enough to be a challenge. The R for relevant. Does this goal make sense to achieve? Is it the right behavior or goal to help you meet your overall outcome? Is it a good time in your life to be setting this goal? And T, are time-based. Make sure it has a specific time frame in which you can achieve it. Make sure your goals include that specific target date, that deadline in which you want to achieve your goal. Let's go over some examples of SMART goals. As college students, we will go over an academic goal first. So I want an A in my financial accounting class. This is very measurable with the A grade. So it has a time with it because your course is probably 8 weeks or 16 weeks. Is it relevant? Yeah, I mean, this is something that will help you achieve your degree and ideally transfer on. Okay, so is it measurable? All my assignments have a grade of 90 or above. That's how we're going to measure if we get our A, on top of the fact that we'll know at the end of the semester, but we can monitor it throughout by looking at our grades. Is it attainable? And this is just an example, but yeah, I know the final is going to be tough. I know my research paper is going to be tough, but I can make up for that. If I get an 80 on my final, I know I need 100 on at least a one weekly assignment. And then on top of that, this class is difficult, so I'm going to study or work on this class 1 hour every day. Is it relevant? So yeah, this goal makes sense for my long-term goal of attaining my EGCC degree and then transferring to a 4-year college. It may also be relevant because you want a 4.0 GPA. This goal should be relevant towards academic success. And then time-based grades are great because they automatically have a time section in there. So we said it was in your course, So that's by the end of the semester. But we can even, with that time, we can still measure on a weekly basis. Now, our second SMART goal, one that many of us had, especially around January when we hit New Year's resolutions, a lot of us want to lose some weight. So let's go over a health goal. So our specific, I want to lose 30 pounds in a year. So that gives us a number, and it also gives us a time frame. It's a good specific goal. So what's our measurable? Well, obviously it's the 30 pounds in the year, but we also can weigh ourselves monthly. And let's say we want to weigh at the same time, right when I wake up at 8 a.m. on the 9th of every month. We can weigh ourselves. We can do it more often than that if we want, to see how we're progressing. Now, is it attainable? This is a good one because 30 pounds seems like a lot. But if we break that down smaller, I can lose 3 pounds per month. And that would actually be 36 pounds over the year, which gives us a little bit of a wiggle room with the 6 extra pounds. How else is it attainable? Well, I'll exercise 3 days per week, and I will cut out any carbs except for to 1 meal a day. And then I will cut out also, well, maybe not all of it. I'll limit myself to 1 per week. Is it relevant? Sure. I have a bigger goal of achieving better physical health. So I want to sleep better, and I know by losing weight, I'll be able to do that. I want to have more energy to spend with my kids, and by losing weight, I'll do that. I just want to lead a healthier lifestyle, and by doing these things, by exercising and losing weight and cutting out, sugar and carbs, it'll help me not only achieve this specific SMART goal, but also my bigger long-term goal. And then timely, we know it is because there's a time frame, there's a deadline we set in a year. So I will weigh in a year from today, but also you can monitor it, like we said, monthly, weekly, whatever. So our last goal is one that's kind of a combination of financial and personal. This is another one. Savings are a big goal that many people have. So this one, we're going to talk about saving money for a down payment on a home. So our goal, I want to save $5,000 for a down payment on a home in 2 years. It's very good because it has a specific amount we want to save and why we want to save it and when we want to be able to have this amount. So what's our measurable? This one, we're going to expand a little bit further, but I will open a bank account where this money will be deposited and not withdrawn. So you're going to go into your bank, you're going to open, an extra savings account, and that's where you're going to put this money for a down payment. And all you're going to do in that account is deposit money. You're not going to withdraw it until you're looking to make a down payment on a home. You can measure that obviously by just going on to your online banking, seeing how much money is in that account. I know many banks also have progress bars where you can set a goal of that $5,000 and you can see that visual representation of how far along you are. Is it attainable? So, I don't feel like I have an extra $5,000 a year, but yeah, so it's going to be tough. But if I can cut some of my spending and if I get extra hours at work, it can be done. How else am I going to do this? So I'm not going to eat out for 2 years. I'm not going to go to Applebee's. I'm not going to go to Texas Roadhouse. I'm not going to go to McDonald's for 2 years. If needed, I'll make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'll have a can of soup. Instead of spending, $10 on a meal at McDonald's, I'll eat what's there, and that can of soup is $2, and I'll save money that way. And then on top of that, maybe I'll add a remote part-time job. I don't have a ton of free time, but I see there's some job that's flexible that is just like 10 extra hours a week, and all that money is going to go into this account. Or I'm going to pick up as many extra shifts or hours at work, and every single dime I make from that, because I know I don't need it to pay my goals, I am going to use that and put it right into this account. So is this goal of saving money for a home relevant? Well, sure, it's on my bucket list. I want to own a home. I want to be the first in my family to own their own home. I want to give my children a home to be proud of that is ours. I don't want to rent. I don't want to have a landlord, or I don't want to be a tenant where my money is just going into a place that isn't mine, that I can't put whatever I want on the walls, that we can't paint it the way we want, that I want to feel like we're settled and we're laying roots, and not just for me, but for my children. So yeah, this is a goal for that. And then do we have a time frame? Of course, we have that 2 years from today. But again, you can monitor your savings in that account regularly. So as you know, I like to provide resources for whatever our workshop is regarding. First is a video. We'll watch a short YouTube video together.
Thanks for stopping by. This is 2 Minute Classroom, and today we're talking about setting goals using the SMART method. Goal setting is a great activity anytime, but is especially popular around New Year's, at the start of the school year, and at the beginning of a sports season. I would love to hear some of your goals in the comments, and I'll put some of mine in the description below. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. We'll go through each of these using the example goal of doing well on your next exam, a common goal for students. The first step is to make the goal specific. Doing well on your next exam is not specific. Try to answer the questions of what, when, and why. Let's specify your what as scoring at least 90% on your next science exam. For the when, it'll be whenever the exam is. Let's say it's in 4 weeks. The why is very important, as this is your motivation for the goal and something you can look back on if you get discouraged. It could be to improve your grade in the course, to score higher than a friend, or because you want to get into a great university. Whatever will motivate you to keep working on the goal. So now we have a much more specific goal. Score at least 90% on the next science exam 4 weeks from now to help you get into a great university. This goal is looking great, but we're not done yet. The next step is to make sure the goal is measurable. That means there are some metrics attached to the goal to let you know if you reach your goal or not. Looking back at our goal, we see that it is to score at least 90%. This is very measurable, and once you've taken the test and received a score, you will know whether or not you hit the goal. This is why doing well in your next exam is a poor goal. It is not measurable, and there is no clear way to define success or failure. The next step is to check whether the goal is achievable or not. In this step, you want to break the goal down and answer the question of how you will achieve this goal. What do you need to do in the next 4 weeks to get at least 90% on the exam? Some examples may include taking notes in class, spending 30 minutes 3 nights per week studying for the exam, and partnering with a friend a week before the exam to review notes and go through a study guide. The point is, you need a plan. Break the goal down into smaller goals that all feed up to the main goal. This will give you a clear path to success. The fourth step is to ensure the goal is relevant. And this step is more of a gut check to see if it fits well with your life right now. Ask yourself the following questions. Does this goal align with my long-term objectives? Does it keep me on track with other goals in my life? Will focusing on this goal pull me away from other more important goals? After thinking through this step, you should feel confident your goal is relevant and be even more motivated to achieve it. Scoring at least 90% on your next science exam is relevant because it will give you confidence in school and feed into larger goals around future education and career. The last step is to make the goal time-bound. A time-bound deadline acts as a target and helps you work backwards and set smaller steps to get there. If you set a fitness goal to do 100 consecutive push-ups but don't set a deadline to reach that goal, then it probably won't happen. Hitting a certain score on an exam is time-bound by default because there is a specific date for the exam, which allows us to break the goal into smaller steps leading up to the exam. And here's a bonus tip. If you truly want to reach your goals, then you have to write them down and look at them often. I recommend keeping a daily or weekly planner to track your progress. I've put some excellent planner recommendations in the description that will help you make your goals a reality. Remember to share your goals in the comments. I'll read and respond to as many of them as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next.
So that great video showed a lot of aspects of these SMART goals that we've talked about and went in a little bit further. Next, use the link from University of Massachusetts to help you determine and write SMART goals. If you're struggling to figure out where to start, or I don't know exactly how to write them, this has all of that on there, and it can give you some help for college students to determine what your SMART goal should be. Also, the University of California has a complete how-to guide for SMART goals. This covers a plethora of SMART goal material. You can look on it right there. I think it's about 13 pages and it's a PDF, so very easy to read. Next, there's a printable blank SMART goal template. You can print right off there and use it as that visual tool like the video said. And last are examples of SMART goals for college students. If there are any questions, feel free to email me at dtomes@egcc.edu. I want to thank you for viewing our September workshop on SMART goals. I hope you all learned something, but more importantly, that you decide to create your own SMART goals. These tools will help you in whichever area of your life you choose to set them on. Don't forget to complete the ungraded evaluation on the next screen. This is our way to give you your participation credit. Thank you again, and the best of luck creating and attaining your SMART goals.